Oh, hi there. Took a little bit to get this to go live. That was very strange. It's actually gone live very quickly before. Hi there. My name is JinJa Burkeville, and I am the owner and CEO of Burke Creative and also the founder of the Honest Field Guide podcast. And I decided to do a Google live stream, YouTube live stream tonight. It's about 8 o'clock. And I thought, you know what? This has been a ridiculous 30 days. And I own a business and I have people in my community that own businesses, and everybody's sort of having like a little bit of an emotional struggle with a variety of things. Um, so one of the ways that I kind of get out of this funk I'm in, and I am personally in a little bit of a funk. One of the ways I get out of this funk is sort of by trying to manifest things like doing vision boarding, which I've done. I actually did some really amazing vision boarding with my son a couple days ago. And by the way, I own an ad agency, a creative marketing company. I do work for really amazing clients, ranging from super powered tech companies to nonprofit organizations to government organizations. And I also work with some entrepreneurs and small business owners as well. And I work on all kinds of things related to creative marketing, advertising, branding, um, you know, podcast strategy, personal and professional brand strategy. I also help people produce and write and publish their own books. So pretty much what I do for a variety of clients ranges the gamut, from really small projects, all $50,000 up to really large ones, 2 million and up. But anyway, like I said, the last few weeks has been really challenging for a lot of people that have a creative giving spirit. Those of us that are used to, you know, coming up with things, imagining things, dreaming about things, creating things, writing things, drawing things, singing things, playing instruments, whatever it takes, for ourselves and our clients. It's been kind of tough. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It's been a lot. So anyway, today is one of those days I thought, you know what can I do to sort of change things up a little bit? And besides me putting together a vision board, which I've done, and I'm still actually working on it, it's not finished, but I'm excited about it. It's not finished yet. And I was like, you know what? I've actually got something that works really well. And it's the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. And this is like a box set of books. I'm sorry, not books, cards that represent different animals and the spirit of these animals and how they might represent you. And I love, 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 love this thing. This is actually inspired me. Today, I did a live on Instagram, and a couple people showed up, and I was able to pull some cards for them and read off what the cards meant. There's a beautiful book that comes with it, the Animal Guide Spirit Guidebook, and in this book contains the different. This contains like the different cards that you pull, and it gives you some ideas on what it means when you pull these cards. And I really love that. And then you actually have the cards themselves. You got these cards, and they're really amazing cards. They're really beautifully illustrated. And by the way, the author of this, her name is Kim Kranz, and she's just done a really beautiful job with not only writing these things but putting beautiful, artwork together. I'm gonna bend it down a little bit so you can kind of see when I pull these cards. But I just think they're such a nice job. I can read this one chapter. It's like understanding the deck and using the deck. Using the deck is what's sort of the place that I'm going to start. And it's like you do a reading. This isn't quite like tarot card. It's a little different than tarot card. But anyway, so within the guidebook, there's all these different instructions on how you can actually use this for your benefit to help you manifest and be more creative and come up with ideas, and also just to kind of clear your mind and clear the energy. And I think a lot of us need to do that. I think we do. So anyway, I'm going to read this little paragraph. So this is the what to ask in this book. And by the way, I do have an affiliate link that I'm including. So if you click the link, you can actually get this book on Amazon, which is very great. It's not the cheapest book, but it's worth it. Okay. So, what to ask? Before you start a reading, acknowledge what you're looking for. Do you want guidance with an unresolved issue, inspiration? Perhaps you need clarity about a relationship or help in making a big decision. Sometimes a reading just piques our interest and seems fun, and sometimes readings happen serendipitously. Whatever the case may be, take a moment before handling the cards and let a question formulate within you. Don't try to think of something complicated or right. Although our mind has 1,000 questions, our heart only has a few, and those are the questions we really need to answer. So let the heart have its moment to speak. A few questions to get you started. What energy would help resolve this conflict? What will I encounter today? And what part of myself have I forgotten? So there's a couple different ways to work on this deck. There's like the pull a single card version where you pull one card. It's like a card. It's like pulling a card a day, which is pretty cool. There's a 3-card reading, which is the past, present, the future. There is the path, the obstacle, which is a 2-card reading. There's a relationship spread, which is a 4-card reading. A year ahead spread, which is very complicated. This is a lot longer. I'm not going to be doing this one. This is too much. But I think I want to pick let's do the path and the obstacle. That's what this one is. The path and the obstacle. Oops, sorry, this one. This says 2-card reading. This spread is a favorite, often used and on point, old friend. It reveals the problem and the solution with no messing around. Use it when something has been bothering you for a while or you're at a standstill with a creative project. It's also great when you feel down and out but don't know why. It's likely the card in position 2 will be in its out of balance state. For this reading, reference the individual card descriptions for guidance. So the first card is the path and the second card is the obstacle. So I want to look at the shuffling and the cutting part. So what we want to do is, no matter how broken your deck is, it's important to shuffle before every reading. Slowly repeat your question in your mind or out loud while you shuffle and stop when it feels right. Take as much time as you need when possible. Use the non-dominant hand to cut the deck. Usually that means the left hand, although I'm ambidextrous, so I don't know what that means. And this is said to be the more receptive and intuitive side. Again, you will develop a method of cutting that feels natural for you. So after shuffling, place cards in one stack. Using your non-dominant hand, separate the cards into 3 smaller parts, letting the cards break naturally. In any order that feels right, place the 3 piles back into one. Now you're ready to start the reading, pulling the top card from the stack. So that's what I'm going to do. I've never done this one before. So I'm going to do the path and the obstacle. All right, so first I'm going to shuffle. I'm doing this for myself, but I'll be honest, I hope that if you have an opportunity to see this deck, get a deck or see what I'm doing, maybe it'll inspire you to get one too. So again, this is the Animal Spirit deck. And this is by Kim Krantz, and I found this at a store in Chicago called Ruby Room. It's owned by a woman named Kate Layden, and she's owned the shop for a long time. And there's like decks in here, there's tarot cards, and there's all different kinds of things. There's crystals and like beautiful oils and lotions, and she also has massages and facials and things like that. This is not a tarot card deck, because I don't believe in tarot cards, not really. This is just like what I would like to call a manifestation deck. So I'm going to shuffle this, and I guess for me, my world right now is trying to get back into a creative space that is not focused on politics, hate, division, destruction. It's really focused on I want something in my life and in my spirit that's positive, full of health, and love and affection and intelligence, intellectualism, definitely creativity and music. And I'm also, hoping for generational wealth. That's family health and financial health. Those are the things, and that's what I'm really looking for. So I'm going to think about this as I do this deck here. You know what I think is funny? I'm from a generation where we learned how to shuffle cards, and I feel like the young people today, I don't know, do they know how to shuffle cards? Like, I don't think they do. I was taught how to shuffle cards. I don't know why. I guess because, you know, maybe there's a job in shuffling cards. Okay. So one shuffle. See what's going to happen. We're going to be doing the, oops, let's do that again. We're going to be doing the path and the obstacle. So I have a lot of obstacles right now, and I'm not going to say out loud what my obstacle totally is because I want that to be a little bit private. I do have an obstacle. And this is the last one. I'm going to shuffle this. Shuffle. Don't you love the sound of that? Okay. And then the way to do this is to cut it where it's natural. Just here. Okay. So we have 1 and 2. So 1 is the path and 2 is the obstacle. And I know in my head what my obstacle is. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So 1 is, 2 will be the out of balance. And the 1 is, let's see, what does the 1 stand for again? All right. So this is the out of balance and this is the path. All right, let's see what this says. Let's see what the out of balance says. Unicorn. All right, let's find out what the unicorn is. And the unicorn, and then this is the out of balance. And the unicorn is let's find out what the unicorn sign is. That is, because there's different symbols for different things. So the circle stands for, oh, here we go. Oh, okay. The circle is the spirit. That's what the circle is. When you see the card, the circle on the card, that stands for the spirit. And this is the obstacle. So let's see what it says about unicorn. Unicorn. Okay, here we go. I found the unicorn page. This is the unicorn page. Reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. Interesting. It's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn. You've begun your quest for the answers. Wow. So that's the obstacle. Interesting. So reconnecting to higher wisdom. Didn't I say when I first pulled up that I wanted to be surrounded by intellectualism and curiosity and art? And maybe it's telling me that I'm not. I don't know. It's saying something. All right, let's see what the path is. Oh, the starfish. That's the path. Let's find out what the starfish is. So the starfish is a downward triangle. And the downward triangle is, let's see where the downward triangle. Oh, the downward triangle is a water symbol, which is fine because I am a water symbol. I'm a Pisces. So let's find out what the starfish says about my path. Beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under a spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been relying on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it's important to ask, am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, uplifting, artistic, expressive. When out of balance, gossips, feels empty. To bring into balance, positive friends. Yes, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Wow. So my obstacle is the unicorn, and it's telling me that I'm having trouble reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity, which makes sense. I think that's true. And it's, the unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. And this is true. Like, I feel like I am looking for something different because we're in a really weird time. And I need to understand why we're here and how to get out of it and how I can function and create in this environment, because I have to keep creating. I love my agency. I love working for people that want art and design and advertising. I love writing, so I have to find a way to maintain that. Maybe I need to be thinking a little bit more about meditation. I'm the unicorn, and I've begun my quest for answers. This is the thing that's, the obstacle, and I've got to find a way to bring it back. And then the starfish for me it's interesting because they're both creative. And if it's in balance, I'm uplifted, I'm artistic and expressive. If I'm out of balance, I'm gossipy and feeling empty, which I would suggest there's a little bit of that going on. But to bring into balance, positive friends. I need to be around people that are positive and hopeful and looking forward. That's what it gets down to. And I have to be that way myself. It's like I was listening to a podcast today, and it was with Mr. Beast. And, he said that he can only be better when he's around people that are better too. Like, he's got to be around people that are eating healthy. Otherwise he won't eat healthy. He has to be around people that are striving. Otherwise he may not strive. Like, he's got to be intentional about being surrounded by people that are going to make him better and do better and feel better. And I think that that's something that I've missed a little bit. And part of it's because, working remotely is a very different experience than, working in an office with people. You don't have as much access to the energy of another human, and you can't rely on artificial intelligence because there is no energy there. It's not real. It's just a machine, and it can mimic and be a mirror, but it really isn't a human being that can actually, be super expressive and have self-agency. So you need to have human beings around you. Anyway, I love my 2 cards. I love this, and this is something I'm going to be thinking about. And I think I'm going to do this more often. I'm going to pull my own cards more often. And I don't know if I'm going to do a YouTube live, because it's been a while since I've done a YouTube live, but I'm going to start trying to figure out different ways to kind of kickstart my energy and kickstart my life a little bit differently, and try to figure out ways to, make changes and be more open to like super creativity. So anyway, hopefully you got something out of this like I did. And if, like I said, if you want to buy this deck, I do have a link in the notes, and it's an affiliate link. So I think there's a little bit of like, I might get like 10 cents, which is fine. But I really do hope that you buy it anyway, because Kim deserves to have more people get this because it's such a beautiful book. So thank you. Again, my name is JinJa, and I'm the president of Burke Creative and the founder of the Honest Feel Good podcast. And maybe we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.